Damn. That is some weird bouncing interaction, dude.
Shot down.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 4th episode of Pimp My Lineup.
Shot down. Shot down.
Ooh, I like these. I like these. These are really good, I think. These ones can be done like reactional. Oh shit, they're pushing A short, right? And then someone always plays this corner for a little while. So you're very likely to get a kill there with a fast one. It's a timing thing, but you're actually relatively safe from here because when they push A, they always smoke this off. That's pre-pimped. There's not much to say. The only thing is the spot you're in, but like I said, that's more of a choice depending on timing. So for instance, if you see that they're pushing A short, then the only thing that will screw you over here is a satcheling raise or a jet updraft.
So I have this lineup right
Scanning
here
ahead.
from the other side as an attacker. So you have to put your A in charge
Right
on
here.
this point right here. It has to be pretty exact. Jump, full charge, and release at the highest point.
Revealing area.
We'll land right here, and yeah,
Revealing
pretty
area.
much do the same thing as the other dart, I think.
I think this is really good. Yeah, I like this. I think I might do this. I might start doing this, to be honest.
Revealing area.
I think that's really good. Let me try it once.
Scanning ahead.
Damn. That's not too hard. Ladies and gentlemen, that's what you call a pre-pimped lineup.
Right here. Scanning ahead.
Oh, Jesus. It's a good team player, Arrow. It doesn't scan this corner. That kind of sucks. I would have to try to make it land closer to this edge. I think it's also probably pretty hard to do. You see the way he lines it up. He's like using one of these yellow dots. This is one of those that some people could mess up, I think. This is kind of cool, though, to be honest. It's kind of cool. It's defender spawn shock dart. What is this?
Right here.
Ooh. I like this. I feel like the darts are more useful for post plant. Guys, you need to think about what scenario each one is good in. For instance, I almost never play post plant darts on bind anymore because they're not that good. I usually hold an angle with my team. And yes, it is situational, but it's actually not that situational because someone always retakes through CT spawn. But I don't really have much feedback on it. I think it's good the way it is. It's a 2+1. Maybe from this spot here somewhere, you could make a 1+ click. That should be possible, actually. So you could make a faster variant.
Rotating. Shot down.
It's cool, but it's very slow. So at least it times without having to count, guys. If you play B anchor, you're the last one to rotate. So you want to fire it as early as possible. One problem with this one is that when you push the sight here, you're gonna look up in the sky and you're just gonna see this dude flying through the air, hitting the back wall there, and then flying back, and someone's definitely gonna hold that direction. However, this is also a flex dart, because this is a pretty sick lineup to find, to be honest. This is actually good. This is a very rare occasion of a good full charge dart, I think. You're safe, it's easy to get into the corner lineup, so it's on your route as a rotating B anchor. Might have to learn that. What is this?
Scanning ahead. There they are.
Okay, it hits a very common spot. It can be used in a combination with Sova ult, and I disagree on that because when you do the Sova ult, what's the most important thing? Two things with Sova ult. It is the X and the Y axis. The Y axis needs to be on the same level. You need to shoot in a straight line, and it needs to not be too close. So I think your lineup is good, just not for the Sova ult. If they're already pushing A, all of this is gonna be smoked off. So that's my biggest concern, that this one can only be used in the start of the round because this entire spot is gonna be smoked off.
Revealing area.
Bonus points for style. I'm not sure about the viewing line here. It might scan the legs. Not sure. I still think I like mine better because it hits this corner and therefore also scans in window. I think you can also hide here, both on top of this box and next to this box. I think it's a good variation arrow to have, even though the spot they're lining up from is pretty difficult and it can only be done at the start of the round. But it's not bad, guys. This is actually not bad. I actually like this. Damn. That is some weird bouncing interactions, dude.
Shock dart. Shock dart.
Ooh, what is this? Ooh, I kind of like it. It's obviously extremely specific. I'll explain why I like it though. Let's say someone's holding here with an op. He sees someone cross, and then he can call out that someone's there. And obviously he will just have to hold the angle. So what I like about it is I am a really big fan of shock darts that come from an angle you don't expect. So what I mean by that is that most people that play B-Link, they'll be holding towards cat. Nobody will aim towards where the shock darts come from. So if I were to change something, it would be a little bit more about exactly where they land. So put more thought into having them landing close together if possible. And maybe also make a variant that lands on like a more common peak spot, because this is now landing in this corner. Other than that, I think this is pretty good, to be honest. The lineup doesn't look too difficult actually. He's using the stairs, stair there, and then he's putting the second charge on top of there. That's not too hard. And then he's aiming here and doing a jump, bounce. A heaven to top mid. Start icon on the corner. 2 bar. Okay. That's actually pretty good. The thing is that it's pretty hard to see it coming because there's like buildings and trees in the way. To make this better, you have to think about what are you scanning. So for instance, where does this arrow see that an arrow here wouldn't see? Because right now it's landing right in the corner, right? But why is it landing in the corner? What extra spot does it reveal by landing in the corner? Still see Sub Rosa by landing here. I think I would like to have it land here somewhere. And it also might see the corner here, because you see now it actually doesn't see the corner. Because the thing about the recon dart, right? You see you're wasting all this space of the recon dart that doesn't scan anything at all. So you want to have it land as far left as you can, but still scan down here. Another thing to remember, guys, as a variant, you see where he stands now. You can literally also just shoot a 2 bar straight in front and hit the back wall of Gelato. And then you also scan top mid, but also further down A main. So this can be a variation arrow if they often push middle. Then you have two top mid arrows. One that takes A main and top mid, and one that takes mid and top mid. But this is a good arrow. I like it. I like it.
Spike drop.
Just because we have a Viper main in my team and she knows the lineups from here.
Okay.
On this light green part in the tree. And 2 bars. And just aim over here in this corner of the window. 1 bounce and 2 bars.
Shock dart.
I have to wait for like 2 seconds to do it. 1, 2.
Shock
To
dart.
land it together.
I like this. This is a really good suggestion because I have a teammate who plays Viper. We plant here in my team, so this is designed for his team. This is a good plant spot if they have a very set strat with Viper, because then they can wall off here and just plant on this corner. Yeah, so the biggest for this one is to find a way to do a 1 bar. I think it's a fairly safe spot to stand in, to be honest. It's more about knowing that there's no one on the flank. It might be better to crouch here. So what I'm thinking here
Revealing
is
area.
if this hits the wall, maybe we can bounce it? Oh. Okay, what if I add a bounce to this now?
Revealing area.
There we go. You do the same 2 bar, 1 bounce like you did, but instead of doing a 2 bar up in the air, you crouch. And right now, I'm basically putting the left diamond right on this leaf where it meets the wood. So feel free to use something else if you find that to be better. Make sure it's not too far left, because then you're gonna hit this thing.
Scanning ahead.
Like this.
Revealing area.
And there you go. Your lineup has officially been pimped.
Scanning ahead.
Okay, first of all, I think this is a cool idea. Yeah, I like that it scans into garden. That's pretty cool. This is one of those things where it depends on what you want to scan and how hard you want it to be to take out. I think the lineup is pretty good the way it is already. You can always question if it's possible to do closer from here, but it's pretty obvious that this is a team play arrow, right? So if you have someone here in A main that can play off of the info, not too much to help with here, to be honest, because it's more about what you want to scan and when you want to use it. So I think in the right situations, this can be great. I think I could see myself doing this if I had my Sova ult and wanted to play around it.
Scanning ahead.
This one is tricky. So this one is kind of like trying to do a lot of things at once, but it ends up not doing that much for everything. So let's say that you're in a retake scenario. You shoot this from spawn and you help your team to like do wall bangs here, but then you would much rather shoot it here. If it's for wall bangs and if it's for B main, well then the problem is that this window frame is so fat that you would have to hit right on the edge. And then it would be much better to hit this window frame than this one. Because if you hit it in this window frame, you scan pretty much everything in B main. I would much rather have it hit this window frame because then it scans a lot more of site, so if it's for retake, and it scans a lot more of B main if it's for wall bangs. I would have two variants, one for retakes that would hit right on this corner, or just this wall to be honest, or just this tree. And then one for B main wall bangs when helping your teammates, which would be right on this corner in here. Haven Silver God Arrow spawn to C site.
Scanning ahead.
Okay. It's not bad. When you hit here, you can make it a lot better by hitting on this lamp. Because if you hit there, you're also going to scan this corner. The biggest problem with this is that, especially on Haven, you never want to send a retake dart across the site. They can hear it and it's very easy to shoot. That is why on this map, the best retake darts are the ones where you can hit in this corner and in this corner. Anything that doesn't cross the site first. Even if this reveals more. I think my biggest problem with this one is where you're standing. I wouldn't really like to have to cross C-Log to be able to do my lineup. It's like the most common spot to use a raise grenade and stuff. Other than that, there isn't too much to say about KO, knife lineups and so on, because if this is what he wants to scan, then this is a good lineup, you know? I can't really say, oh, you shouldn't scan this. The new Sova retake arrow for Breeze B backside. It's pretty good. So if you're retaking B and you just scan this wall, I think I'd much rather hit this corner here, because then you're also scanning around this. Because if you hit there, someone's just gonna go slightly around there. The good thing about this one is that it lands faster, so it's a bit harder to shoot. Other than that, it's not bad though. It's pretty good, I think. I think that one problem a lot of people have when they make recon lineups is that they try to make the recon lineup do everything and then it just ends up doing everything slightly worse. Breeze, B side, post, plant, double shock dart.
Shock dart.
Nice timing, flies, nice, but you're extremely exposed from multiple angles. It's quite slow. Like, it's good that you can peek from window afterwards. I like that about it. How far away from the site are you playing and how many of your teammates are alive? Because, so for instance, right, if you have a teammate holding mid, you have a teammate holding elbow, you have a teammate holding the push here, sure, this is a good lineup and it's safe and so on, but that means that you then have 3 teammates to cover you, which means that the entire site is left free unless you're 5 people alive, which then means that the lineup is too slow. Since this one is too slow to kill them, you have to do it before the defuse actually comes. It means that someone needs to be able to react to the defuse. It's situational, but I can see it working in some situations.
Cover them, you know? Like,
Scanning ahead.
See, that's one of Jonas's for anybody.
Oh,
wondering.
shut up,
He's
Tom.
been lining that one up for months.
guys, no one's behind right now.
No one's in this corner.
I've got it.
Not one person in this
I've
corner
got
that
it
I'm
locked
looking at.
down.